So after we get through making Jack Daniel's Tennessee whiskey and getting every drop of it through 10 feet of hard sugar maple charcoal, every drop of Jack Daniel's Tennessee whiskey has to go into a brand new white oak barrel that has been charred and then go into one of our warehouses located here in Lynchburg, where today we have 77 warehouses, 1.7 million barrels in storage. And I want to talk a little bit about the barrel because Jack Daniel's is the only one in the industry today that actually manufactures its own barrel. What I'm holding here is actually just this would be a stave that you would use inside a barrel. No, you can't tell from the grain, but this is white oak. We only purchase white oak, and our company employs an agent who goes out and buys standing white oak from the eastern part of the United States. And all that oak is quarter sawn into heading material and into rough staves. It's delivered into Louisville, Kentucky, where it's going to be fashioned into a Jack Daniel's barrel. We take the white oak, we put temporary bands on it. In the first step of the process, we actually go through a process that we call toasting. And what happens in the toasting process, we use radiant heat to take a lot of the wood sugars that are located inside the white oak. We draw that to the inner surface of the barrel and we caramelize it there. So those wood sugars are caramelized, and this will help us accentuate the vanilla, caramel, and butterscotch type notes that a white oak can impart into whiskey during the maturation process. So this is very vital to getting the sweeter character out of the barrel that we are hoping to get to make a finished Jack Daniel's whiskey. So that's the first step in the process. The next step, we char it. And you can see it looks like the stave has now been burned, and literally that's what's happened. We take the toasted barrel into a charring chamber. We'll take a gas flame through the center of the barrel until the wood ignites. We'll turn off the flame and let it burn for a few seconds, and then we'll extinguish the barrel. And what the charring process does to the white oak stave is basically create a color layer, because all of the color in the glasses that you see in Jack Daniel's has come from this barrel, or a barrel very similar to this. And it also creates the toasted oak character that will comprise the finish of Jack Daniel's when you're done. It's kind of the nice warm ending that you get when you're a bourbon or a Tennessee whiskey type product where you've been matured in a brand new barrel. And once the whiskey is in the barrel and in one of our warehouses, being located in Lynchburg, Tennessee, where we are, we see dramatic temperature changes from winter to summer. And when the whiskey gets warm inside the barrel, it tends to expand. What that will do is it will force the whiskey into the barrel wood. And if you look at this stave, you'll actually see a dark line running down this edge. You can see it here as well. What this is the soak line. So the whiskey more than just interacts with just the inner surface of the wood. You can see it soaks its way into the wood. It does that every summer. And then in the winter, that whiskey will contract and pull back out of the wood. And each year, Mother Nature kind of creates a cycling process where the whiskey moves in and out of the barrel to obtain the flavors and the colors that we're hoping to make a finished Jack Daniel's product. And Jack Daniel's being a Tennessee whiskey, we only use a barrel one time. And a lot of people wonder why we would do something like that. My best analogy for how to think of a barrel to us is think about making tea and how you use a tea bag. The first time you use a tea bag, you get a lot of flavor and you get a lot of color from it, and it doesn't necessarily take you that long to get it. And even though you can reuse a tea bag, it takes a long time to get any flavor or color out of it. And you simply never get the second time what you got the first time. So just for quality control, for consistency's sake, we can only use the barrel one time. And primarily the barrels that we sell into the market will go into the Scotch industry. So after the whiskey has been in one of our own white oak barrels and in one of our warehouses for some number of years, we will begin to sample the whiskey to determine its maturation. And each product that Jack Daniel's makes has different maturation points associated with it. So a big part of my job as master distiller is heading up the master tasters panel, where we go through the evaluation process and decide what whiskey is mature and ready to be bottled, and if it is ready to be bottled, which family member should it be placed into.